want you to hear me clear. Men make decisions based on what is beneficial to them, and a man will stay with you even though he hates you, because your presence and labor in his life is beneficial to him, and it will be against his own interest to leave you. Your love, your care, your labor in the home, the way that you take care of the children, the way that having a wife benefits him at work, church, school, whatever the fuck that he has going on, especially a lot of these like high powered jobs, doctors, lawyers, shit like that. They need a wife because they cannot sustain a life on their own. They are getting free emotional and actual labor from you, and that is why they say. So they would rather stay and have their interests served and hate you than actually be like, you know what, I actually kind of hate this fucking bitch's guts, and being around her is causing me to feel insecure and causing me to feel stressed out, and this really wasn't a good decision for me, so I'm gonna leave because in good conscience I shouldn't be here taking advantage of this person. No, they're going to take advantage of you until they can find another person to fill those needs. That's why oftentimes when women are diagnosed with terminal illnesses, they're left by themselves. The men move on and find they're partnered before the woman even passes away. These fucking cancer centers and shit are full of women with their men supporting them. A lot of the women are usually left alone. So you have to ask yourself, if I hated this person, I would leave. So why are they still with me? They're very self-serving people, which I don't necessarily think is a hugely bad thing. I think women can be more self-serving than they are, but men will stay with you and hate your fucking guts because it serves their self-interest. Even if it's down to, I know I can come home and have sex with her sometimes. Or I know I come home mad and she's gonna coddle me and try to see what's wrong. Or I know I can come home and she will help me solve a problem. She'll help me with my business. She'll help me with my business plan. She'll help me study. She'll help me with my schoolwork. Whole time he fucking hates you. You gotta know what the fuck going on, queen.
Hi ladies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to this channel, my name is Miss Kafue. So ladies, if there's one question that always bugs my mind is, why do these men hate us so much? Or they claim to hate women so much, but they still seek us out. They still date us. They still marry us. They still reproduce with us. If you hate someone so much, why deal with them in the first place? So this video answers that question for you. So without further ado, let's jump right into this video and then I'll be back to give my take on it.
The reason why those men-hating women be having the best partners ever, I mean the absolute best, is because they don't play when it comes to men. They don't play. They don't even like them or even fucking want them. They know they don't need them. They have very, very, very high standards, very high expectations, and very tight boundaries. They don't play. Like literally, if you do something that pisses them off, they will block you and move on with their life. They really don't play with you. They've learned to decenter men. They decenter men and realize that, hey, I don't need him. I don't even want him. What's the point of being with him? He's gonna make my life worse. So that's why they don't play. Like as soon as the man try with them with that foolishness, they block that man at the first red flag and move on. Yeah, if y'all learn to start doing that, if y'all learn to copy what they're doing, everybody will find the best partners. Literally. You need to stop playing when it comes to men. Stop being so forgiving. Be the bitch. It's the reason why these bitches be having men. They be having the best partners. Like they don't play. Be a bitch. You have to be cold. You have to be mean.
We don't like the hair weave. We don't like the eyelashes, the fake eyelashes. We don't like all the makeup, right? That's making them look like yammies and transformers. It seems like the more and more they wear it, it seems like they are either deaf to what we're saying, or they don't want to hear what we're saying, or they just want to be opposite of us so badly that they continue to do the things that we tell them that we don't like.
Listening to this man, I'm sure every woman out there was probably all thinking the same thing.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you,
we don't care.
He got dangerously close to it, but still didn't get it. Sir, you keep saying it's like we don't hear you, it's like we don't care. It's because we don't. The kind of women that you're describing are high maintenance women. The kind of women that invest hundreds, if not thousands of dollars into her look, into her hair, her makeup, her nails, all of that. She's investing in herself, and she probably wants a man who will do the same. You're not even willing to put some chapstick on for a video. You are in no position to be telling women about how we should be, how we should look, how we should dress. Everything that we do as women is not for the male gaze. There is no shortage of women out here who are natural, who don't wear makeup, who don't wear weaves, lashes, nails, none of that stuff. Why don't you find one of them? But no, you'd rather find a woman who's all dolled up and tell her to take it all off for you. The kind of women that invest like that into her appearance is probably not checking for him anyway. I'm not trying to say that to be rude, but it's the truth. It's like the same men who cry about women being gold diggers, but you have no gold to dig. These are not your problems. The kind of baddies that you're describing, the kind of women that put that kind of effort into their look, are not looking for a man who won't even put lotion on his knuckles.
My takeaway, if they don't like you at all, they will still have a relationship with you, precisely 1,000,000%. Because no matter what, men being in a relationship with a woman has a benefit to them. And what they will do is, even if they don't like you, they'll be in a relationship with you and they'll just take whatever they can get. And they will also make you feel like you don't quite measure up, like there's always something more. And they figure out if they can do it by grooming you in the beginning, little bits of nagging, little bits of gaslighting, little bits of pushing on your boundaries to see if you acquiesce. They're testing you to see if you're a people pleaser. And if you're a people pleaser, they're going to keep you around because you're going to keep pleasing him. There's always a benefit, and men are very good at maneuvering and strategizing how to get maximum benefit from someone that they don't even like, or maybe they tolerate you, or they like you as long as you are doing for them. Men, some men, not all men, are excellent grifters, and they fully understand the value of having a woman in his life, and they fully understand that some women don't see their own value, which means that he'll be able to pull a fast one on her and have her jumping from one foot to another through every single hoop he puts out there to please him and try to earn his approval, while also allowing him to maximize financially. The men who do this have figured it out. You have to kind of give them a little pat on the back because they are actually doing a heck of a business deal where they benefit and they benefit. And the other person who is losing doesn't even realize they're losing until they're years into it and exhausted and realizing they got absolutely nothing out of the deal.
A man will spend and waste his entire life with a woman that he does not like and or hates. A man will marry a woman that he hates. He'll sleep with the woman that he hates. He'll have children with the woman that he hates, all because he felt like you were the best that he could do at the time, and or either you was just who was giving him attention, or you were just right there in his face at the time, so he thought that you were convenient. So you got what you got. He got what he got. This is why you have to pay attention to the way a person treats you, because a person that loves you and cares for you and wants you to do better and wants to do better with you is going to accommodate their lifestyle to fit the needs and of you and cater to your specific needs, not the needs that they feel like they want you to have. Women do this too, but right now we talking about men.
There are straight men who do not like women. I'm gonna explain. Let me cook. Just let me cook. I asked in the football locker room once. I said, hey bros, like, what's something that y'all like about women that's not sexual or physical or any of that shit? Crickets. So then they tried to flip it. They tried to ask me the same question. I said, okay, you know, I feel like women are nurturers. I feel like you can let your guard down a lot around women. I feel like you can be a lot softer around women. You ain't got to be on no tough guy, macho man shit all day. I feel like it's amazing hearing the female's perspective for once. You feel me? Like they sense of humor is a lot different. It's so many reasons that I can go on and on about why I like women, right? And like, then on the internet, right, we see podcasts all the time, multiple podcasts, and the hosts, they whole topic of discussion is just degrading women and just saying how horrible females are and why men need to put their guard up and protect themselves. And I'm like, damn, bro, like, do y'all like, and I don't know the name for it. I feel like we can all kind of connect and, you know, we can agree that there is a name for it. I'm not gonna say it, but it's just very, very weird. We can just call it weird. So I'd be thrown off, like, when a motherfucker say, like, oh, Mason, you a lover boy, I'd be like, how are you not? Like, damn, like, you don't like your girl? Like, what the fuck? Like, how don't you like your girl? So I personally, I don't want to put a name to it. You feel me? I don't want to get canceled, but I just want to say, don't ignore the signs. Like, any guy that gets a thrill out of degrading women, any guy that runs under his boys the moment after he get done doing some sexual shit with a girl and he goes to them to get the satisfaction and the validation for whatever the shit he did, it's a name for that shit. And I'ma just label it weird. Yeah.
So he proposed and you're excited. Do you know that men marry women that they literally hate? So there's two reasons why a man would not love you or not like you but still marry you. One, he thinks that you're homely. You can keep her home. You're the perfect kind of woman he can take home to his mother. You're desperate to bear some kids. You're going to make him a father, give him an easy life whilst he continues going out there to do whatever he likes to do. And second of all, he wants to humble you. A man can see that a woman has like so much potential in life and she's doing well for herself, and he'll be like, yeah, let me marry this woman and give her babies so I can humble her and put her in a place and keep her at home and get her to submit to me. So no, a lot of the times when men marry women, they actually don't like you. They just want something from you.
Men marry the woman in front of them at the time they are ready to get married.
My mom has been talking about this for years, and as a kid, I never understood what she was saying, but as an adult, I fucking get it. She has always been saying it has nothing to do with love half the time. It is proximity and timing. And I learned that the hard way. I was dating a guy many months ago, and we broke it off. He moved. That was the end of it. He ended up getting married, and I thought, okay, well, I guess he loves her, and that's just what that is. 3 years later, he contacted me to say, you know, you were the one that got away. And I said, I don't fucking understand. Like, you had me. And he was like, I wasn't fucking ready. And when I was ready, she was there. We got married, and she was the total wrong one for me. And this isn't about man bashing. We're not sitting here being like, fuck men, like this is just purely what it is. And it's just something that we've had to accept. And that's why even Sex and the City had the yellow cab light theory, was that when a cab light is on and the first girl to get into it gets the guy when he is ready. You could literally be the most incredible and a mind-blowing human being to ever exist. If a guy doesn't want a relationship or just isn't ready, he's not going to see you any differently. And it's enough of that antiquated thinking of, well, if he really wanted you, he would, because that takes the power away from you as well as who you are as a person. It diminishes you as if there's anything wrong with you that this person couldn't see that. So it's time for us to put ownership on the people that the onus belongs to being, which is the men that are not ready. And that's totally okay if somebody isn't ready. But it's also just being cognizant and understanding that just because an ex that you might have been with ends up getting a girlfriend after doesn't necessarily mean it was a better connection. That just means that they were ready, and that was the person at the proximity and timing that was there for them when it happened.
Let me tell y'all something that these men don't want you to know, and it's really simple, and I want you to listen up, okay? Listen up, because this is vital. You may have never heard this before. Men are treating you bad because they don't want anybody that would want them. They don't want anybody that would want them in their current state. They know their failures. They know they ain't got no motion. They know they not cute. Their hairline receded. Their teeth yellow. Their bank account low. They don't want nobody that would want them in that condition. So by you actually wanting him, you actually disgust him. You actually make him ashamed of you, of having you. Because by you liking him, you're telling him something about your worth. You could be a dime. You could be literally perfect. I'm telling you, perfect from head to toe, gorgeous down to the toenail, perfect. Everything about you physically perfect. You could also be a good person. But if you like him, you ain't shit to him. You don't mean nothing to that man. And he hates you. He hates you for liking him. So what are you going to do? Stop liking these men. Stop liking.
I never understood how men can marry a woman that they absolutely hate How they can be with a woman for 5+ years and cheat on her the entire time. How they can literally want to take a woman's life they lay next to every night. I thought about how there's so many women who say, I'm single and I'm happy, I'm thriving, I'm living my best life. And men attack her. Oh, you're a liar. That can't be right. What are you talking about? It made sense. Men hate the idea of being alone. Can't do it. They would prefer to be with someone, anyone, than to be by themselves. So as women, when we say, I love being by myself, I'm thriving, I'm learning about myself, I'm investing in myself, I'm growing, they're like, you lying. Ain't no way. Because I can't do that. Therefore, you can't do that. And personally, I never understood the mentality because I'm like, why wouldn't he just leave her? If he hates her, if he doesn't want to be with her, why not leave? That's a thing. They use women as placeholders to get their wet, to make them feel good, to do their laundry, to not make them feel lonely. They feel more valuable when they have a partner. That's how powerful women are. That just by having this body to lay next to, it's scientifically proven that men sleep better when they lay next to someone else. Whereas women, we get worse sleep when there's somebody in the bed with us. And the major rule of thumb that I'm now realizing, and I've heard women say this before, but it's just hitting different now. If that man doesn't treat you like he loves, as Jamaicans say, your dirty drawers, your dirty underwear, like he loves them, leave. Because he can easily stay with you, sabotage your life, hate your guts, because he doesn't want to be alone. So we have to get the cojones to peace out and move on. Because they ain't got them. They don't got them.
Why do men pursue women that they very obviously hate, and why do we stay? Well, I have a few theories. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Monica. I share my mistakes on life and love so that you don't have to make the same ones. I was previously married. I'm now very happily remarried. We're celebrating our 8th wedding anniversary this year with a huge vow renewal, and I'm so excited. But anyways, I've done a lot of reflecting. And I think, sorry, my Botox is kicking in and it is looking glossy. Okay, one of the top theories is that the men who marry women they don't like, it's not that it's like a problem with you. They just specifically hate women in general. So they're going to hate anyone that they're with, and they have major ego problems. My second theory is that it's a power dynamic, because if they are in a relationship where they care less than the other person, they can essentially control that person. It's true, the person who cares the least in the relationship has the most power. And when they don't give a shit, they can literally get away with anything without feeling bad about it at all. And then because the partner, the wife, the woman usually gets so desperate for love, attention, connection, and all the fundamentals of relationships, we end up groveling and staying in something way longer than we should, because we're almost begging to have our needs met. We're begging to have them back. We're begging to have that connection. So we stay and we try so hard to make it work. So therefore, we're putting in all this effort. We're doing all the legwork. We do whatever they want. They get away with absolute murder in the marriage, in the relationship, because they can do whatever we want and we're going to stay there. And now I always find this very funny, that when it does get to the end and the woman has had enough, the man is always shocked. He thought it was working because, everything was just, they were staying around, they stuck with him, they were still married, and they were getting away with all this shit. And then the woman wants to walk away one day and they're shocked because they're like, this was working. This was a great dynamic. We were all so happy. They thought it was working because we hadn't done anything previously. We hit our breaking point, we walk away, and they're so shocked and it came out of nowhere. And then my third theory is they just want a wife and they don't want any of the responsibility that comes with it. They don't want to be a husband. They just want the benefits of having a wife. They want the stability of a well-kept home. They want the comfort of someone at home. They want physical interaction with someone whenever they want it. And they need a wife to be able to have those comforts and that foundation, and someone doing all of these things for them and basically carrying their weight and carrying their life. So they marry you and stay with you even though they hate you. Anyways, what are y'all's thoughts? Surely there's more to this. I feel like this is just the tip of the iceberg, but it's so interesting because this is so common. And also this comment or phrase that it's how they don't like you but actively pursue you. That does not make sense in our heads. We cannot make sense of it. So we are actively always trying to figure it out. It's surely he wouldn't be with me if he actually hated me. Surely there's some love there, and you're trying to figure it out. So you just end up confusing yourself and convincing yourself otherwise. But anyways, I post this because it took me 7 years to get out of it, and I'm so glad that I did, and I'm so grateful for the journey that I have, and I share so that someone else might need to hear the exact same thing today. Okay, love you, bye.
This is something that guys do when they don't like you, but they keep talking to you anyway. And I don't care if this video gets me canceled. I don't care if it pisses the guys off that play this game. I don't care if I'm exposing too many of their secrets. I'm gonna do it anyways because I'm your big bro. I'm looking out for you. So some guys understand this concept. They understand the push-pull energy where they pull away and it makes you chase them until you put a boundary, a hard line in the sand, and you say, you better start showing some effort or I'm gone. And then they start showing some effort. Now, they only do this to keep you on the hook. And then they go back to making you chase them again. And what they're trying to do is keep you in this loop, keep you in the cycle just enough to keep you on the roster, but no actual intention of making a commitment. Why? I don't know. It's evil. It's manipulative. Honestly, if a guy has a roster, he just sucks.
A question that I get quite often is, why do men stay in marriages and in relationships with women who they don't even love, women who they barely even like? And there's a few reasons for that. I'll give you 3 of the main reasons for why men stay with women in marriages and in relationships who they don't love. A fear of being alone is one of the biggest reasons for why men will stay with women, and that's because they're afraid of being alone, or they don't want to be alone. They want to get home to a house with someone there, and in some instances, men would rather get home to someone than to get home to no one, despite the fact that they don't love the woman. Especially if this man and woman have been together for 10 plus years, of course he would rather get home to someone than to get home to no one, because going from living with someone and seeing them every single day when you get home from work and being with them every day when you go home from work, that to shifting over to a dynamic when there's no one home, it's going to affect you drastically, mentally, emotionally, and psychologically. Unfortunately, a lot of us as men are never taught the importance of solitude. So when a man does not understand the value of solitude, he would rather be with someone, anyone, over being with himself in his own skin, his own thoughts, his own emotions, and his own feelings. Another reason is familiarity and comfort. Men will always go back to that which is comfortable for them and that which they are familiar with, even though they may not see a lot of love or affection coming from that person. Men will still stay there because of the life that they've built, and this life provides some sort of comfort for him. And another huge reason for why men will stay in a relationship or in a marriage with a woman who they don't love is because of the benefits of companionship. A man may get home to a house that's clean, it's organized, it's neat, it smells good, and he goes to the kitchen, there's a hot meal ready for him on the table. The laundry's done, laundry's folded, the floors are clean, everything smells good, and it feels like home. These are all things that women are able to provide for men within the domestic labor. A man may be in a relationship or in a marriage with a woman and not love her, but love what she does for him. And that's why they stay in marriages and in relationships with women who they don't love.
I went on a date the other day, and it seemed like the whole thing was going really well. It was a cute restaurant. The guy, I thought he was cute, he was polite, he was a gentleman. And then there came this one moment where one of the waitresses came up to us and she was like, "Girl, you are so cute. You act like a fairy princess. Like, you're the prettiest girl I've ever seen." Like, she just kept going on and on and on. And I was really flattered, but like I was also a little embarrassed because like she was really pretty herself and she just kept complimenting me and I didn't know how to react. So I just kept saying thank you. And his face changed. And I was just like, like, because usually if someone's complimenting me, I'll just say thank you. I won't think about it too much. But like the face change in him made me feel like I shouldn't have received that compliment. And there came a moment on the date when he was like, "Oh, let's just walk around for a bit, walk off the food." And I was like, okay, because I did want to spend like 10 more minutes on the date. And he literally said with his mouth, he was like, "Oh, the way people are looking at you makes me feel so powerful being next to you. Like everyone's probably thinking he's such a lucky guy." And the moment that my car came for me to go home on an Uber, his face dropped. Like I was like, what the hell? That's kind of scary. And from that moment, I was like, oh, this date did not go
as he probably expected it to. I didn't know if he expected intimacy. I didn't know what he expected. But the face drop is the first time I realized, like, men will really hate you. Men will really hate you for taking up too much space. Obviously, not all men. Some men will think you're precious. But there are some men who will be triggered by your confidence, and you really need to be careful, and you need to recognize micro expressions in people's faces, because not everyone's gonna tell you when they have bad intentions with you. People rarely do. So you need to trust your intuition when something weird comes up like that.
A man can marry you and not want you. A man can literally, I'm not playing, marry you, and you're not the woman he really wants. You are the one he has settled for when he was ready to be married. If ever the woman he really wants to be with, the woman he really wants to marry, ever becomes available, he's going to either move around from you, cheat on you, still be married to you. Some of these men will do this. I'm a life coach. I've been a life coach for over a decade. 40% of my practice have been men, and over the years these men have shared these things with me. There have been men that I have worked with that have been married in partnerships, long romantic relationships with women they never wanted, with women they settled for because she was a good woman. She did what she wanted. She did what she needed to do to be a good woman to him. She cooked, she cleaned, she took care of the kids, she took care of the house. But the minute that the woman that they really wanted became available, they started tricking off on the woman that they have been with. A man will be with you for years, and you're not the one he really wants to be with. This is a little bit different than that video I put out about you may be his second choice. You may not have even been a choice, because the woman he wanted probably moved around from him because he wasn't shit. He probably fucked it all up. And then he settled for you, a placemat, a placeholder. That doesn't mean you're not worthy of love, and doesn't mean you're not a good woman. But if you are at all confused in your relationship, if that man leaves you confused, if you don't know where you stand, if you know that he's not coming home at night, if you know you want to always check his phone, you want to check his location, you want to check his socials, you spend your time stalking his ass, you know the answer to all of your questions already. Move the fuck around. Do not waste your good years, your good life, your good beauty on a man that doesn't deserve you and that doesn't even want you. I love you.
A lot of heterosexual men don't like women for real. They don't. They like women sexually, but they don't like women. They're not attracted to what a woman is outside of her sexual organs. So then when we get into why a lot of men womanize, or why it's just they're minimizing a woman based off of who she slept with or who she potentially can sleep for, it because it's like you haven't gained the appreciation of the wholeness of a woman yet, and what that wholeness of a woman can bring to your life. A lot of times we'll talk about strength and we'll say men are stronger than women, but that's because we value physical strength. We're not talking about emotional strength, spiritual strength. We're not talking about the type of strength that can run a household. And we're not putting that same type of weight. And what I would encourage, and this was the shift that I had to do, is I had to start liking the wholeness of a woman outside of sex. And then when you do that, now you appreciate the things a complete woman can bring to your life. When we talk about the Bible talks about finding a capable wife, right? That capable wife, that person that if you was to stumble, can pick up the ball and start running. And there's a lot of men that have just a wife because they was only concerned about what she can do in the bed. And so what I'm just encouraging men to do is just like, and it's for our own benefit, because a lot of us, especially men with some type of means, we end up finding a dependent, not a partner. Yeah, she can fuck us good, but if you was able to stumble, bro, what the fuck is gonna happen with your family? And so I just encourage men to be, I'm not gonna say more, because that's unrealistic to a lot of men, but as attracted to what she brings as a feminine energy to your life outside of just what you're doing in between.
Check this out. So to that point,
Men hate us, and when I mean us, I mean women. Let's talk about it. I think a man can be sexually attracted to a woman and still not like her. I think a man can want to have relations with a woman and not like her. I think a man can marry a woman and not like her. I've seen so many videos of couples on their wedding day, and the man is like pulling a prank on the woman, messing her up with cake, pushing her into water, these horrible things on her wedding day. They would much rather hang out with their friends, their guy friends, their bros,
than be with a woman. And I'm not saying that but I am saying they want sexual relations with a woman, but they don't want to bond with us. They don't want to get to know us. And it's crazy because they'll be able to tell you their favorite basketball player's name, list out facts about them, when they were born, what college they went to, and they can't remember your favorite flower. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? And I know I have to say this, not all men, because I know there's going to be boo-hooers in my comment section. But not all men, but it's most of y'all.
Neat. So as you've watched the video, I'm sure you've found out why men hate us so much, but they still deal with us. It's because they need our free labor. They need our emotional labor. They need our physical labor. They need to come back to a clean house. They need to come back to their laundry done, a hot meal prepared for them. They need to come back to a house full of people. They don't want to feel lonely. They don't want to be alone. There's a lonely male epidemic. And the other day I saw a video of a man claiming that, oh, women are the ones who are so much alone. They are so much alone. My dear, men have been even proven by statistics that they have this male loneliness epidemic. So someone can't argue with me. And the fact that women thrive way better alone, that's another thing. In history, you've always heard about the widow. It's rare you hear about a widower, but you always heard about a widow who always lived alone. Like even in these stories, like women have always been alone. Women have always survived life alone. It's not hard for a woman to live alone. Women thrive alone. You know why? Because women are the source. Women are the source of everything good. That's why even the Bible says, when you find a wife, you find a good thing. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. Like most of these men's blessings are carried by a woman, are dependent on how they treat that woman. That's why you'll never find a man who goes hard for his family, is good to the wife, going broke. Those men are always elevating in life. Those men are always accomplishing big things, you know. But we have these men who think that getting you pregnant now has destroyed your life. Whole time the babies are blessings. Whole time the babies bless your life. Whole time God is redirecting all those blessings into your house because you're the one taking care of those kids. He neglected his own children, thinking that it's a flex. He's denying to pay that small child support, thinking that he's financially abusing you, thinking that he's making your life harder. Meanwhile, God is opening doors for you. God is opening doors for those children. Let me tell you, I don't know how their ego makes them think. I don't know what is wrong with them, but there's certainly something wrong with most of these men, especially these men who are raised by pick-me mothers, these men who are raised without their fathers. And that's another thing. Avoid men who are raised without their fathers. By all means, if right now you're dating, avoid men who are raised without their fathers. Avoid them completely. Avoid them completely, my dear. Men have insulted us a lot, like, oh, single mothers, blah, blah, blah. So avoid them. Avoid those ones who are raised by those single mothers. Avoid them. I know this will rub some people the wrong way because you may be a single mother raising a son. But if you've done a good job, we'll see it. And definitely will give you your flowers. But most of these men have these kind of mothers who share an emotional, incestuous relationship with them. So that's why I'm saying to avoid them. It's only a very few percentage of them who are raised by women who are very sober. And let me tell you, whenever a man takes you to his mother's house, and you see that this mother has her own issues, like she's not all the way there at her old age, she's still financially struggling, she's still living in the projects. Oh my God, please run. That woman will never give you peace in your marriage, in your relationship. Whenever like you start elevating her son, she'll say that, oh, you're the one who's eating all this money. Meanwhile, this man had no money when you met him. Like, avoid those women. Nothing good will ever come out of that. They're the type of women who will also even isolate your children from their father. They're the type of women who will cause a war between you and your partner, between you and your children. They're the type of women who will tell your children bad things so that they can dislike you. Please avoid them. Avoid these women who have issues. Avoid these women who have issues. But if you meet these women who have their own things, I mean, they have no time for you. Like, not in even a bad way, but they're so busy in their life that they have no time to see what's going on in your life because you are grown and Hassan is grown. Please stay there. Please stay there. That's all I can say. And you know what struck me from this video is the statement that these men treat you bad because they wouldn't want anybody who would want them in that condition, which is very diabolical. Can you think about it? They hate someone who loves them at their worst. So stop loving these men at their worst. Stop assisting them. Stop elevating them from nothing to something. No, stop assisting them. Stop. Let them stay out there dry. No, leave them in the streets. Like, stop getting these men into your houses from the street. Let them stay out there. Let them die out there. Me, I don't care. Because let me tell you, a man like that is always bad news. You'll hear that, oh, he got jealous of her and killed her, killed all her children. Please. Because you always tend to hear that this man unalived her, unalived even her children. Like, it's so bad. It's so bad. So avoid those types of men who have nothing to lose. A man who has nothing to lose will help you lose everything. And it's always the men who have nothing to lose that hate women. Come to think about it. They're the ones who strive to make you believe that they don't need you. They hate you. Women are second-class human beings. Like, it's always those broke men. But you see these men who have shit going for them, they have no time to hate on women because they can afford women. They can afford femininity. And it's so sad to imagine that men only like us in our sexuality. They don't like women outside their sexuality. For example, yesterday I was watching videos about these humanoid robots. And people were asking, why are most of these humanoid robots females? And the comments that men were leaving under these videos were disgusting. Oh, where do I charge it? Oh, does it have a hole? Oh, at least it won't say no. Oh, at least it won't say I'm so tired. Oh, at least I can turn it off to shut up. And a report has been given that most of these humanoid robots are returned to the manufacturer or to technicians where they are malfunctioned completely. Like, they've been brutally vandalized because of the things that these men want to do to women, but they can't because of the law. Yeah, these are real people, but for a robot, they'll do anything. Please, ladies, let's think about that. Think about that. But you know what? I think in the next life, these men, or even in the now life, these men should just date their fellow men and live with them and leave us out of their bullshit. Because right now I'm hearing that they're even developing robots that can give birth. So I think they can leave us out of their bullshit. They'll be single fathers. I think it's so nice to hear about that. At least we won't be their problem, you know. We can go and build our own communities out here. So anyway, hey, and if a man hates when you get compliments, please watch out. Watch out for that man. Watch out how he acts when you feel yourself. Try and feel yourself around him. Try and gas yourself up around him and see how he reacts to that. That's how you'll know this man does not like you. For example, with the Kiki Jones story, that man did not like her. Like, whenever she was doing these TikTok challenges, feeling herself, there's even one video whereby this guy sprayed water on her. That's how much most of these men don't like you, and you're here soothing their ego. You're here fighting for them. They don't even like you. You're not even taking care of your children. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Women thrive alone. You have to always remember that. As a woman, you'll thrive more when you're alone or when you're with a supportive partner. Those two things. Otherwise, you won't thrive. So anyway, ladies, I hope you love this video. I hope you enjoyed my take on this video. Please leave a comment down below on what you thought about this topic or on your personal experience relating to this video, and we'll be happy to engage with you. Anyway, please have a nice week ahead of you, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye.